Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
And I think Simon touched on it, Joy. I think it was also a change in position. May have been a change in mindset, but early on we saw when he came into the mix, wicketkeeper, okay, there you go, slot in at number 6. That's where you're supposed to be, where Sarfraz used to bat. But then they saw his talent and they were quick to say, you can give us a start, and how many he's given them.
Absolutely. And see, again, what I say, that if you're given what's been happening in Pakistan with all the, lots of teams not playing, not that much international exposure, they could afford to make moves that may have been regarded otherwise in different circumstances as unpopular if there was a lot of media attention and scrutiny. What Pakistan did really well is, in the period when they were not so much in the spotlight, make some changes, make some realistic changes, give people an opportunity at different spots, and allow these people to get comfortable in these spots. Now they're on the world stage again, and we're suddenly seeing how they've quietly transformed themselves as a side. I mean, from the 2019 side that played that World Cup to this 2021 side is a sea change in terms of attitude, in terms of fitness, and I don't say in terms of talent, because I think the 2019 team was a talented team. But in terms of how that talent has panned out over the next couple of years and how they've been encouraged and how they've got a much better idea of who should play where and when, I think they've done phenomenally well.
And we tend to forget that the Misbah-ul Haq departure just before this tournament, we were looking and saying, oh dear, Pakistan in trouble again. Here goes one. Now there'll be a captaincy change, as Joy was saying. All sorts of things will change. Statements will come from selectors. But it kind of happened quietly. In comes someone like a Matty Hayden, in comes Vernon Philander, and it looks like they seem in a happy place with this group.
Yeah, they do seem happy. You've got to have the house in order. Whether some of that is coming from Ramiz Raja and sort of further down now as well. It's hard to know unless you're in that situation and in that mix, I suppose, exactly what is going on. But they seem, when you watch them from a sort of a wide point of view, and that we put Matthew Hayden and Vernon Philander on television, and the support staff, the coaches, they seem a very happy team. Now, it's easy to be happy when you're winning. What will they look like when you lose, when they have a loss, or if something bad is happening along the way? But what I will say about Hayden and Philander is that they'll be very simple messages. Now, I talked a lot to Matthew Hayden through the IPL, and his philosophy was all about the sort of just the way to approach batting. He said, I'm not going to change these guys as far as their techniques are concerned. I don't have time to do that, but it'll be about an approach to batting and an attitude towards batting, and just the way you look at certain bowlers and your scoring areas and how you look to take on some guys and not others. He said, that'll be my role. I'm not going to change a technique. I'm not going to fiddle with anything like that. It's just about giving them confidence to go out and play. He said, they're all seriously talented players. I just have to give them that confidence to be able to go out and show that on the world stage. And at the moment, you would have to say that whatever is going on in that camp is pretty good.
Sounds a lot like what Gary Kirsten, the kind of things Gary Kirsten said, Joy, when he came into the Indian side before that 2011 World Cup.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that Gary Kirsten did so well was the fact that he actually acknowledged that half the batsmen in that dressing room were better batsmen than him, better players than him. And therefore, he never attempted to talk to them about technique. He talked to them about character. He talked to them about how to build a team over time. And that's why he did so well. And that's why also, paradoxically, I think why Gary Kirsten will never make a great IPL coach. He's not the kind of guy who's going to walk in there and say, okay, change this, do this, quickly move this around and do it in, 14 matches. He can't. Gary Kirsten has to stick around with 6 months, understand the team's philosophy, and then slowly work on transformation. So I think one of the great things Matthew Hayden is that as a coach, when you come in especially cold and you don't have very much time, is deciding what are the 2 or 3 things that you're going to really focus on. Because individual technique is just not one of them. You just don't have the time, you don't have the place, you don't have that much practice facilities. But what he's picked is what is vital to the team. And that's attitude, how they're going to do it, what spots they're going to play. Letting players think about their game rather than telling them what they need to change.